is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
He is Expos hat and all ready to go. You got it? Yeah, there you go. I was checking your Facebook hits there, and you got all these people answering you in French. So I have no idea what the hell they're telling you. So you speak fluent French, of course, right?
It's my first language.
Okay. All right. I'm wondering if they're ripping you, if they're telling you they love you. I have no idea what they're doing. So it's kind of like,
they're talking shit about you, actually.
Probably. Well, but okay. Well, I'm used to that at least.
Yeah,
that would be something normal. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, that goes with the territory here. So how you feeling?
It was mostly kudos about the hat. How am I feeling? I'm feeling warm, hot. We just finished practice and interviews, and it's hot.
Okay. First of all, how was practice? I know no pads. I'm looking forward to being there tomorrow with you guys for the pad. So we'll have an afternoon show instead of a morning show. How was practice today? What stood out?
What stood out is it was a lot more subdued than it was Saturday, which makes sense because there were no fans out here on this particular day. Did a lot of special teams, a lot of red zone inside the 10-yard line work. Skylar Thompson got all the non-tour reps and team drills after he didn't get that many reps in the first 4 practices, so giving him a bigger look. As far as...
By the way, wait, just to stop there. I like him. I love the project Skylar Thompson. He doesn't know where his arm is going. But, and listen, from what I'm told, their view of him, his ceiling is backup quarterback. But I like what they're trying to see if they can get out of him. Like, if they can develop a backup quarterback, I almost see like he's going to be a wildcat, a guy they're going to use him for all kinds of different things. On Saturday, or was it? No, it wasn't Saturday. It might have been Thursday. He threw a ball to the outside that was a really nice. No, it was on Saturday. And it was the other kid that's been making noise, the other receiver. What's his name? That little receiver, Braylon Sanders. He made that catch on the sidelines. And it was the only place he could throw it because the DB had really good coverage. Every once in a while, he'll wow me with a little throw, but you can see the athletic ability, and it's super raw. But if they can develop him into a backup quarterback for next season when Teddy moves on, then it'll become a success for them. But I kind of see what they're trying to get out of him. Your curiosity, what do you see in that raw dude?
A raw dude who looks like a
super raw.
No, dude, you asked me what I see in him. That's what I see. I see somebody who needs some seasoning, who doesn't look like he's somebody that you're ready to put in the game. Like, for example, I'll give you an example.
No.
Big O, I'll give you an example. Reed Sinnett is fairly raw. Reed Sinnett at this time last year was, to me, a lot further along, and obviously Reed Sinnett had been in the league a bit more. Yeah,
way ahead.
Correct. Correct. So
Reed Sinnett had better pocket presence than Ryan Tannehill ever has. Just last year.
Also bigger, better arm and all that. But like you mentioned, Skylar Thompson, the best case scenario right now is probably he's among the final cuts. He clears waivers. They re-sign him to the practice squad, and he spends the whole year learning.
Right.
And then next year, is he ready to be a 2 next year?
Yeah, that's a stretch.
I don't know.
It's a stretch. But I see the athletic ability in there. There's no doubt. And he's got an arm. My Lord, that cannot be that cannot be argued. The kid's got a nice arm. There's no doubt about that. He just, that's my thing with inaccuracy. It's, can you fix that part? You know what I mean? Josh was the first guy I've ever seen that was so erratic, and then all of a sudden he's, figured it out that he's able to be, pretty consistent overall.
Oh, you're talking about Allen. Okay, well, I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Rosen for a second there, and I would tell you
No,
Josh Rosen.
no, Josh Allen, no, Josh.
All right,
He's
but Josh Rosen.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that from a guy.
Josh Rosen has a better arm than Skylar Thompson does. I'm not wild by his arm. It's not. It's whatever. What he's got is he's got moxie. I'm not sure I see the same athletic ability you see in him. I mean, he's got mobility, but I wouldn't call him quick or fast.
Oh no, he's not. I'm not telling you he's Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson or
he's not even Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson light. I mean, he's
no, but he can move around. You can tell he's got
some mobility.
Yeah. There's no doubt. I can see why they drafted him in the 7th round as a project to see if you can kind of make him that backup jack of all trades. So wildcat guy, like that way you don't put the other guy at risk. I kind of understand that. You know what I was talking with Travis Wingfield, and I was saying it almost reminds me of, even though this guy actually had a much better arm, like deep, like he could throw a bomb. But remember what New England for a short time tried to do with Michael Bishop? Remember that?
That guy had a big arm.
Yeah, that guy little guy had a big giant arm. But the mobility and the wildcat stuff and all that, I think they were trying to see if they could get it out of him, and they just could never fine tune it. I almost see kind of that is what they're trying to do. We'll see. It's a long project. All right, what else did you see out there today?
Yeah, it was a rough practice. First of all, they did everything on the far field, which didn't help. I wish I could tell you that there's a whole lot. I got to go do my practice observations, and I'm going to have to go back to my notes. There's not a whole lot that really stood out. Trill Williams had a great interception in the back of the end zone, and he's impressed the hell out of me. I'm not so sure I haven't been more impressed with him than Igbenogany, whose work I have liked except for Saturday, although he was put in some really tough situations. But this Trill Williams, who was a really, really good player at Syracuse, for some reason wound up undrafted. Saints signed him as a rookie free agent. Wave him with the idea they're going to bring him back. The Dolphins said, "No, you're not. We're going to get him from you." And they kept him around, and yeah, they're excuse me, there's definitely something there. Yeah,
and that's good to hear, because we had Omar on. He's already given up on Trill and Noah, and he says, "Go get new corners." I'm like, dude, they haven't even worn pads yet. It's a couple days. Chill out. Give these kids some time. You got to give young people time to grow, bro. So I'm with you. I think you got to give Noah and Trill some time, and maybe they find something out of those guys. If for anybody who would dare have the balls to point to the long touchdown pass to Tyreek on Saturday, it's Tyreek Hill with a free release running a go. You're trying to cover him one-on-one. There ain't nobody on this roster, not even X, not Byron Jones. There's nobody on this roster who stays with him. The only way you stop that is either with pressure or you jam him at the line of scrimmage so he doesn't get a full head of speed, which is what happened. So right, exactly. He would do this to any corner in the league. It's not
correct.
A Noah thing. I'm not. Yeah, that's just unfair. How has Nick Needham looked out there?
I'll be very honest with you. I have not noticed him at all, which is good, because it means I'm not seeing a ton of receivers complete catches against him. He's also not making plays. I haven't seen the ball thrown at him a ton in team drills, even though he has been out there quite a bit. So, no, I haven't. I will say this, and again, I don't know what the defensive call was, because if you remember in the practice on Saturday, the first play on teams was 25 yards down the field to Tyreek running like a crosser, where there's nobody within 10 yards of him. So, again, I don't know what the defensive call was, but somebody busted a coverage or somebody just pretended to cover Tyreek on that play, because defense, it was great for the offense. It was a great play, but defensively, you can't have a guy that wide open. I don't care who it is. So I don't know. Having said all that, I'm not terribly worried about Nick Needham. I think he's a very good slot corner, so no concerns there.
Too early to be concerned about Connor Williams and the snapping.
No.
When I see it with Skylar, okay, I get it because he's still got to learn how to snap because, we talked about Skylar Thompson, how raw he is. That's another one of his issues. But Connor's been having issues with all the quarterbacks in the snapping. So at what point do we start to get concerned about something like this?
Oh, I'm already there because, again, this is what happened in Dallas last year. They tried him at center in the preseason, and he had the yips with the shotgun snaps, and they were like, okay, forget that, go back to left guard. And it's not so much, there hasn't been like one turnover that's been caused, but you saw it yourself on Saturday. There was like a running play, and the shotgun snap is high. Tua has to jump to get it, and it completely disrupts the timing of the handoff.
Right.
And that's basically a blown play because of the snap. So, yeah, no, I'm concerned now. And it's funny because Connor Williams spoke to the media after practice today, and he was asked a few times about the shotgun snap issues, and he kind of spoke in generic terms and didn't address it. Or
the old I'm going to downplay because it's not really an issue in my mind. Okay, so stop asking me. That routine.
It was more like, well, snapping is something that's important, and I always try to do my best, and you just keep practicing until you get to perfection. It's being very polite but not necessarily addressing the issue. And he was at specifically his level of happiness with his snapping so far, and again, it was a generic non-answer answer. But yeah, from where I sit, yeah, I'm already concerned, and obviously there's still a long way to go. If at the joint practices against Tampa Bay next week, you have a couple of those, and especially with Dieter still out, he didn't practice again today. It's not like they have a ton of depth at center.
Did Butler return? You
no
said
Butler,
Dieter didn't. So no Butler, no Dieter?
Correct, and no John Lovett.
The comedian or the football player?
That's Lovett's. This one is Lovett's.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
You got me.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Any other sideliners? Anybody else sidelined for practice today?
No, those were the three. Theron Armstead was back after after being given a maintenance day on Saturday. I did not notice him at all in team drills. Raheem Mostert was wearing a red non-contact, don't touch him. He's coming back from an injury or is dealing with something jersey, same as fullback Alec Ingold.
Okay. All right. Good stuff there. And remember, folks, subscribe to alldolphins.com and bookmark that baby because he's always writing 86 articles a day there at alldolphins.com. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. And you can ask him for his Expos hat, but he won't give it to you. I'm just telling you.
No, in fact, I'm buying a backup because this one's getting old and worn down. So I'm getting a backup.
Look at that. Get a backup Expos hat and all. There you go. All right. We will catch up later in the week, my brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. You be good.
You got it. There you go. The great Alain Poupart, baby. And our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report.